Bonjour mesdames et messieurs, in this episode I talk to you about my first test with the Mavic Pro DJI. Bonjour mesdames et messieurs, my name is Sir Germany. I am a French photographer from the beautiful city of Paris and I'm doing a challenge, 30 videos in 30 days. This is video number 3. So yesterday I did a little photo walk at Baker Beach in San Francisco because I'm here for Creative Live where I'm doing some class for them for Photoshop Week. And it was really fun, by the way. I love Creative Live. What an awesome company. And I got to do my first flies and photography and video with the DJI Mavic Pro. What a toy. You know what is surprising is that there was a lot of wind, tons of wind, and it was stable. And look at the video. They are completely like no stabilization has been done to it. I don't know how it could even fly. It's small and the wind was so strong. I mean, I was getting a signal like, oh, the wind is a bit strong, you know, don't fly too high, but I was really happy. I took a few photos and, well, now I'm going to show you some of the photos that I got and how I retouched them. All right, so I'm back from my first flight with a Mavic Pro and I like it. I think the quality of the photos and the video, I find it even better than the DJI. I mean, that's my first impression. This is really like literally my first flight with it. So this is, I was trying to take photos, like my idea is how can I take photos that you cannot get, you know, otherwise than with a drone. So, you know, if you should like write down, that's kind of cool. And I wanted the golden hour so that I have like long shadows like this, and of course I shoot RAW, and so that's another one. I like the idea, you know, going up. I try different like heights to see which one would be nicer or less nice, or I try to have a different angle. I mean, I'm really learning this. I'm not really good at it yet. I like this courageous surfer who's going to go in the water, and the quality is pretty good. Now this one I find is interesting because I was really high when I shot the Golden Gate Bridge, so I think I'm going to retouch it. And I'm just going to do my usual, you know, this is a RAW file, it's a DNG file. So I'm just going to, you know, open up the shadows, bring down the highlights. I'm going to do my white and my black. I think I'm going to go for shade as the white balance and add a bit of magenta because I'm crazy about magenta. And in this one, I think I want to crop it. I want to crop it to really put the attention that I was high up in the air when I shot this, and maybe, you know, put a little graded filter here really quick. Maybe, you know, add a bit of minus exposure in the sky. And then, well, the sun was over there, but there was a bit of color that came here. So maybe I can take a brush. Take a little brush, you know, and add a bit of yellow and magenta and just, you know, brush, small brush. Make sure your brush size is very small. Just want to add back a hint of color in this drone. So, brush. I want to make sure the flow and density is low, auto mask off. And I'm just going to brush in a bit of color on the clouds because the colors actually came right after I landed. So I'm going to fake that, and maybe that's a little too much. Just add a little bit of color. Yeah, something like this. I think I want to make a little more, I want to make also a bottom graded filter because I can, and because I think it's going to close the photo and look more cool, so I'm going to go to exposure and lower that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I kind of like that photo. Of course, maybe add a bit of contrast and a bit of vibrance and saturation, because I love vibrance and saturation. I think I'm going to add some more warmth. There's too much blue in this photo. Something like this. Yeah, this one is kind of cool. That's kind of an unusual view of the Golden Gate Bridge. And I think the quality, I mean, it's not very high resolution because, you know, the pixel is only, I got 4,000 pixels left, but if I jump in there at 100%, the quality I find is pretty good. Like, it doesn't have this sort of iPhone look, you know, sort of like over, because it's a RAW file, over, you know, sharpen, or, I don't know, I like the footage. I like it a lot. So what I did here, I'm going to press Command-Shift-C, and I'm going to put this into memory. Oh, actually, Command-Shift-C, but I'm not going to put the cropping. You know, so when you retouch, because I have got a few more photos that I want to retouch with the same style. So this one, I tilted down the camera from the drone, and I'm going to press Command-V, and it looks awful. So, you know, remember, that's just a starting point. Yeah, the white balance is really off on this one now. But I like it very contrasty. I like to, you know, when I did a retouch, to just play around. And of course I have to change the different filters here. But, you know, it just gives me a sort of a starting point, something like this. Not bad, but I prefer this one. I think this one is more like unusual with that big cloud here on the left. I think that's the one I'm going to publish, is this one. And this one is it's too similar. And this one is kind of cool, but, you know, whatever. So I think that's the one I really like the most from this, my first test with the Mavic Pro. What a toy. If you don't have it, check out the link where you can purchase it under this video. And mesdames et messieurs, have fun with this. So this was my number 3 video. Now, I'm going to give you some of the raw files so you can see for yourself the quality. And don't forget to go to thehollywoodz.com to pre-order my movie. If I can get a lot of pre-orders before the 16th of May, I got a good chance of being, you know, maybe chart iTunes. And if I do chart iTunes, it can make a big difference in my life because I could make another movie. So check that out. Check also my new course on Photoshop for Photographer. It's my best Photoshop course yet. Check this out. Thank you and see you tomorrow.